Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today we're unpacking the incredible kind of paradoxical history of Kowloon City. It's a place just defined by these astonishing contradictions. I mean, imagine a place that starts as a military base, right, then becomes this globally infamous, like lawless city of darkness, and now it's this vibrant, really layered cultural district. So our mission today is to, well, dive deep into 5 key historical narratives. We want to find those spots where you can actually physically connect with that history, get past the summaries and understand what urban resilience really means here.
Yeah, to start, we really need to pin down Kowloon City's unique position in history. It's always been this paradox, a border and a core, both at the same time. Its story really kicks off, well, you could say 1847. Qing Dynasty sets it up, military administration. But the 1898 convention, that really sealed its fate.
The lease for the new territories.
Exactly. When the British leased the new territories, the walled city itself was legally excluded, left out, created this political orphan, basically. And that led to what people called the de facto 3 no matter rule for nearly 100 years.
Okay, wait, 3 no matter, what did that actually mean for people living there? What did it look like?
It meant, effectively, that no one took responsibility. Not the departing king officials, not the British colonial government, not the later Hong Kong administration, just this void, a total governance vacuum. And that laid the foundation for decades of chaos, yeah, but also, surprisingly, for some incredible community self-reliance.
And that lack of oversight really fuels the whole saga of the walled city itself, the lonely fortress of sovereignty, as you put it. It wasn't built for chaos, was it?
Not at all. The Kowloon Walled City was originally for coastal defense. It housed the yamen that was the main king administration office for the area's assistant commandant.
Yeah, yamen.
Right? Correct. And the yamen, it's like the physical symbol of that whole political mess. After 1899, the king's soldiers left, but the sovereignty dispute, it just hung there, unresolved. This Chinese enclave, technically inside British territory. British didn't really want to administer it. China held the claim on paper. So you got this intentional, sustained institutional gap. Nobody's stepping in.
And today, you can actually walk right into that history, that suspended history. It's preserved, isn't it, at the Kowloon Walled City Park, which, as you say, it's not just a park for, having a sandwich.
Oh, definitely not. It's quite powerful, actually. Inside the park, you find the former Kowloon Walled City Yamen. It's beautifully preserved. It's this traditional king building, 3 halls, 2 courtyards. Now it's a statutory monument restored. Standing there, you really feel the weight of that century of political limbo.
Wow.
Yeah. And the preserved South Gate, the original stone plaque saying Kowloon Walled City, those are the direct physical links.
Yeah.
You can touch the edge of that unresolved border.
Okay, so that sets the stage, the political void. Now let's look at what grew in that void. The era of darkness and redemption. We all have this image, right? The walled city's reputation, the insane density, the lawlessness, the triads running everything, its role as a huge hub for, well, opium and heroin production.
It was notorious globally.
So with zero oversight, how did anything positive survive, let alone someone like the British missionary Jackie Pullinger? It just seems impossible that hope could find a foothold there.
But that's the key thing, isn't it? The total failure of institutions kind of forced the community to build its own support systems, often reacting to or even absorbing outside help in really unexpected ways. Jackie Pullinger shows up in 1966, starts as a teacher, but quickly sets up a youth club, working right in the thick of it with addicts, homeless people, sex workers. And her approach was, well, pretty radical for the time. No methadone, none of that. Just non-drug support, intense prayer, community building.
And the triads, they must have.
Oh, initially, yeah. Harassment, big time. She talked about in her book, Chasing the Dragon. They ran the drug trade, obviously. But her persistence, her sheer, stubborn commitment to the people inside, not the politics or the crime.
Right.
Eventually, it shifted. They started to not just tolerate her, but actually protect her, support her work.
Really? Protection?
Yes. They saw she was actually helping their community members, their families in some cases. It's an incredible story of resilience meeting, well, unexpected alliances.
That is extraordinary. Self-rescue is the right word. And I love this idea you mentioned. The park today isn't just a memorial garden. It's a massive anti-monument.
Exactly. It doesn't primarily celebrate a battle or a ruler like most monuments. It honors the human spirit, the self-rescue systems that propped up precisely because institutions failed. So when you, the visitor, stand in that peaceful green space today, you're standing on ground that witnessed extreme struggle, profound self-sacrifice, one of the densest, most lawless places on earth. Redeemed in a way.
Okay, let's move from that really intense history into something more sensory. how did that resilience manifest, economically, socially? Which brings us to the cultural layers, starting with the Chiu Chow merchants.
Well, Chiu Chow.
Right, that's right. After the war, Kowloon City became this major hub for immigrants from the Chaoshan region, the Chiu Chow people. And crucially, they didn't just bring themselves, they brought capital, business acumen. They were smart merchants. Set up stable businesses, rice, groceries, yes, but also high-end stuff, dried seafood, shark fin. Things that required networks and investment.
And this created that really stark contrast you mentioned earlier. You've got this new, relatively wealthy, commercially successful Chiu Chow hub, literally next door to the walled cities, extreme poverty and black market.
Absolutely. It speaks volumes about Hong Kong back then. Immense coexistence of different worlds, cheek by jowl.
And their commercial success really became the foundation for the area's food scene, which, let's be honest, still defines Kowloon City for many people today. These restaurants weren't just places to eat. They were social anchors, business hubs, places for people working in the nearby industrial areas like Kwun Tong or Sampokong to negotiate deals.
Real living history. Culinary time capsules almost. So if you want to taste that Chiu Chow history, where do you go?
Well, first stop has to be Lo Ku Fok Restaurant, founded way back in 1954. Still going.
54.
Yeah. Famous for proper, authentic dishes like Chiu Chow water gourd pancake, pomegranate chicken, that amazing candy taro for dessert. It feels like stepping back in time. The decor, the vibe.
Yeah.
It connects you to that business and social life.
Okay, noted. And the other big one?
Tuen Phat Chiu Chow Restaurant. It's famous for maintaining the Dalang culture.
Dalang. Explain that.
Right. So Dalang is that very specific Chiu Chow dining style. Think big round tables, lots of shared dishes, noisy, boisterous atmosphere, maybe quite a bit of drinking. It's communal, celebratory.
Sounds fun. Like the opposite of quiet, formal dining.
Exactly. It's where deals get done, families celebrate. And the fact that it's long been a favorite spot for famous folks, like director Johnny Tu or actor Chow Yun-fat, that just underlines its role as a real social cornerstone for the community.
Okay, so Chiu Chow roots run deep. But Kowloon City didn't stop there, did it? There's another major cultural layer.
Not at all. It keeps evolving.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next wave, the exotic transplant. Little Thailand. Starting around the 1980s, the area became a magnet for Thai migrants.
And it's now Hong Kong's main Thai hub, right?
By far. We're talking a huge concentration, maybe over a third of all Thai residents in Hong Kong live or work around there. Estimates are around 50,000 in total across HK, so it's significant. And the key thing to understand is it's not just a few restaurants scattered about. No, it's a whole ecosystem, a specialized cultural and economic zone.
Ecosystem, meaning?
Meaning the sheer number of people created the demand, the viability, for very specific businesses. You got over 100 Thai-owned spots, spice wholesalers bringing in ingredients you can't get elsewhere, specialized grocery stores, money exchange services, hairdressers, travel agents, and, of course, tons of eateries, from simple street food stalls to proper restaurants.
So for that authentic feel,
Yeah.
where should you head?
You absolutely have to walk along Cheongnam Road, City South Road, that area. Just wander.
Yeah.
Yeah. The smells, the sounds, the signs. It feels completely different from the rest of Hong Kong. The air genuinely smells like lemongrass and grilled meat.
Okay, I'm hungry now. Any specific food tips?
Well, for something quick and delicious, try a place like Kam Thai BBQ. Great budget-friendly skewers, garlic bread, proper street food style, perfect for soaking up the atmosphere. And hey, if you happen to be visiting in April, you might catch the Songkran Festival, Thai New Year. They celebrate it right there in the streets.
Right.
Water splashing, music. Brings this amazing tropical vibe right into the city.
That sounds incredible. And you make a good point choosing to eat or shop there. You're directly supporting this community, right? Especially with all the pressures of urban renewal these days.
Absolutely. Your spending has a direct impact. It helps maintain this unique cultural space.
Okay, so we've covered the political vacuum, the human spirit, the food. This brings us to our last theme, how the actual buildings tell a story. Architectural activation, you call it. Adaptive reuse.
Exactly. Kowloon City is a really good example of how Hong Kong's approach to heritage has shifted. It used to be mostly just to demolish and rebuild. Now there's more focus on seeing aging architecture not just as a problem, but as an opportunity, intervening thoughtfully, preserving where possible, and finding ways to give these old buildings new life, creating social, cultural, even commercial value.
And you've picked out two key examples that show how they're trying to preserve memories from different ends of the social scale. Let's start with the middle class history.
Right, Tai Wu Tang. It's a grade 3 historic building, a pre-war Tong Lao. You know, those classic Chinese shop houses, built in the 1920s.
With the covered walkway bit.
That's the one, the Kilu, the arcade structure.
Yeah.
Essential for shade and rain back then.
Hmm.
And Tai Wu Tang was, for decades, a very well-known traditional Chinese herbalist shop.
But it's a cafe now.
It is, yeah. A really beautifully done, nostalgic cafe. But here's the crucial part. They were incredibly careful with the preservation. You can sit there, having a very modern fusion coffee, right next to the absolute centerpiece, the century-old Basage.
The what now?
The Basage. It's that massive dark wood cabinet with hundreds of tiny drawers, used for storing all the dried herbs and remedies. They kept that, and the original shop signs, the medical plaques.
Wow, so you're literally drinking coffee next to 100 years of Chinese medicine history.
Exactly. It powerfully connects you to that pre-war commercial life, health practices, the whole social fabric.
Okay, that's the middle class memory preserved. But you mentioned a counterpoint, the grassroots memory. The stone houses.
Yes, the Stonehouse's family garden. Also grade 3, historic. Now, this is fascinating because it preserves a completely different slice of life. It was originally part of the Hokkaido squatter settlement.
A squatter settlement, they preserved that, especially when the walled city nearby was completely leveled. That seems, well, politically interesting.
It is interesting, and it's really important. It speaks to that complexity of selective memory we talked about.
Yeah.
Preserving stone houses was vital because it captures a different kind of resilience. The resilience of ordinary working-class people making a life in difficult circumstances. It wasn't just housing. It was even used as a film studio for a while. Today, it's a heritage center, tells the story of the old Lungsun stone bridge, and it also have a cafe, a retro Bing set.
A Bing set, like an old-style ice room cafe.
Precisely. And it's run as a social enterprise, which is great. But the preservation detail is amazing. They kept the original 1960s geometric floor tiles. They even preserved the old communal kitchen area and the dry toilet.
A dry toilet. Seriously.
Seriously. To authentically show what grassroots living was actually like back then. The shared facilities, the basic conditions. It's about remembering survival, not just success.
So having Tai Wu Tang, representing that established commercial heritage, and stone houses for the informal grassroots life, preserving both side by side, that shows a real commitment, doesn't it, to different kinds of memory.
I think so. It suggests a growing maturity in how the city thinks about its past, recognizing that history isn't just about the grand narratives, it's also in the everyday struggles and successes of all its people. Hashtag tag outro. So if we try to pull all these threads together, Kowloon City really embodies what you might call the Dragon City spirit. It's this profound testament to resilience, yes, but also to just stunning diversity. The district is like a microcosm of extreme coexistence. I mean, just think about it. King imperial bureaucracy, a global drug capital, wealthy Chiu Chow merchants establishing businesses, Southeast Asian immigrants building a whole new community, all crammed together, thriving, sometimes clashing, within this tiny contested patch of land. So if we boil it down, is the Dragon City spirit basically just proof that when official systems fail, people will find a way? That human ingenuity rushes in to fill the void? It really seems like the most fascinating history, the richest cultures, they often bubble up in those seams of politics, right? Those gaps where the rules don't quite reach.
That's certainly a huge part of the story, and maybe that's the tension we should leave you, our listener, with. Think about the Walled City Park. To create that peaceful space, the government had to physically remove all the chaotic, dense architecture, demolish the problem. Yet they deliberately kept the official king relics, like the yamen, the symbols of formal authority. So it raises this really important question for you to ponder. When a city preserves its past, is it always about uncovering the absolute historical truth? Or is it sometimes, perhaps necessarily, a kind of strategic, selective reshaping of our collective memory?
What gets kept? What gets erased? And why? Consider what you would choose to preserve and what you might choose to let go of from Kowloon City's incredibly complex, contradictory history. Lots to think about there. And that's all the time we have for this deep dive.